vultures that were produced. We did see those 3 factories up earlier, so he's switching over into mech play. And this is something that, you know, Terrans have been doing a lot more in basically the last year. It used to be that they would just get vessels and they wouldn't get mech until Hive Tech was up. But now, Terrans are kind of preempting that Hive Tech and getting mech a little bit earlier. And here comes a lot of lurkers charging in. Lings buying time for the lurkers to burrow so they can get a lot of kills on those marines. Tons of marines going down. The mule is chasing in, but the vultures are running down around the side. Actually, it doesn't look like they're going to be able to do too much good. Marines getting picked off. Left to right. Oh no, but he loses a couple lurkers, going in for another attack. Might have just wanted to cut his losses. Here comes those vultures coming in from the right side. And Zero's second base is completely undefended. His lurkers are out of position. His mulists are out of position. He needs to run his mulists back right now and finish off these vultures. But all sorts of drones are going down. Zerglings coming in just to get slaughtered by his spider mines. Mulists finally coming in to clean up, but Zero just lost so many drones. That was an absolute slaughter. An entire office of drones goes down to those 8 vultures, and they're still not even done yet, still picking off more drones. And in the meantime, while the mutalists are backed up, Flash is pushing across the middle of the map as well, trying to put some more pressure on, see if he can kill off that 3rd base on the left altogether. And he scans and runs in and picks off almost all of the lurkers, forced to fall back barely. He had a few more marines coming in from a 3rd side. Oh, more vultures trying to run in. They are going to get thwarted this time, though, having to run back away from those mutalisks. And another command center going for Flash. He has been 2-basing at hardcore. I'm really kind of surprised they didn't make an expansion base earlier, but he's just been going really, really bullish on the troops, basically. Defiler Mound is building now, so that could change things in Zero's favor. I wouldn't say Zero's exactly behind right now. They've both done a lot of damage to each other. Zero still has his 3rd. Flash hasn't gotten his 3rd up yet. So Zero's not in horrible position. But if he gets those defilers on the field, that could really change things. He did lose a lot of drones, though, I guess. So in that sense, he is behind. Still just trying to micro these mutalisks. He's not producing any further mutalisks. He's trying to save up his gas for the Hive Tech units, I believe. And he's not replenishing his mutalisk count, just as I say that. Well, actually, I'm not sure if that was a rally or not. Sorry again, my computer is not processing this particularly well, though. I'm not able to get too high of quality off of YouTube right now anyway. Wow, so Flash continuing to push across the map. He's going to try and get his 3rd base set up here pretty soon. He does have +1 weapons on his mech, and he's got 4 factories. Getting an armory here as well, so he's going to be in good shape. Uh-oh, those marines... Oh, never mind. I thought he was going to try and lay a lurker trap. He must know those lurkers are there, though, at this point. There's a lot of lurkers, though. Scan goes down. He sees the lurkers, so he's not going to be able to charge into that. He might have been thinking if there was 3 or 4, he would just go in and kill them, but didn't really have the chance. Science facility's up now. The starport's just floating in the air, though. That's kind of interesting that he's not landing it and making control tower. Mula's trying to chase down these vultures. Looks like the vultures are just going to get a couple kills before getting cleaned up by the forces of Zero. But Zero's in real danger here. Uh-oh, Flash is doing his thing, ladies and gentlemen, producing another command center. He's landed his 3rd base. He's getting a 4th base. He's starting to float barracks all over the place, switching into high-tech units, going for the mechanized play. He's still got this group of medic marines in the middle, but he's going to start producing mostly tanks and Goliaths and vultures at this point. Well, I don't think he has any barracks that are landed right now, so by mostly, I mean he's going to be producing all of them. And here he charges in with a lot of marines. Siege tank doing tons of damage to those lurkers in the back. Is he going to hold off? Mutalisks and Zerglings running in, trying to buy time for those lurkers to kill as many marines as possible. He does kill most of the marine force, but most of the lurkers die as well, just repositioning those lurkers a little bit, forcing them to unsiege and siege up again. He does have defilers now, so Zero does have the possibility of running in underneath Swarm and trying to do something about those tanks. There are not a ton of marines left, so it's going to be hard for him to kill off those Zerglings as effectively. He's could of course get vultures in there, what have you. Although those Zerglings are just the meal. Those are just fodder for the defilers right now. They are produced with the sole purpose of being lunch for those defilers, so they can get some extra energy. As Swarm goes down, he's going to try and pick off a tank. Does not succeed. Siege is up on the high ground though. Runs in, another Swarm goes down. If he can get some lurkers underneath that Swarm, they'll be good. He does get underneath, picks off a single tank, and critically forces Flash back out of position. Now here's the thing, Zero needs to produce like a dozen Zerglings and send them to the bottom right base immediately. He needs to start harassing the extra bases of Flash. He can't let him get away with having such a huge economy. Zero, I believe, is Zero still at 3 bases? He might still be at 3 bases. That would be really, really bad, actually. I think he's at 3. I don't know this map terribly well, but it looks like the 6 o'clock is not taken yet. And there's one of the coaches looking on intently at the game. From the crowd, Flash has a lot of vultures. He's laying down mines in the middle as well. That's good. It's a really good move there. Very good against lurkers. And of course, if you try and run in a bunch of Zerglings, they can clear those out as well. A few Mutalisks are still in play though, helping to clean up these vultures. But there are a lot of vultures there. There's not too many Goliaths, but he doesn't really need too many Goliaths to fend off those like 4 Mutalisks that are there. And is he going to try and pick off that Goliath? No, he's not going to try and do so. Uh-oh, vultures running in again. Zero needs to watch out that all of his drones don't die. He actually doesn't have a ton of drones here, but they are all going to perish. And vultures now running into the main. He's getting out a lot of Hydralisks as well. Oh, man. Drones clumping up, trying to escape. He's actually doing a pretty good job of escaping those drones away from the vultures, but Zero's economy has just been taking hit after hit this game. Well, hit and then a long pause, about 10 minutes, and then another hit, I guess I should say. Not a ton of hits. He got his drone count back up pretty well in mid game, but now that we're getting in here in the late game, he's running off a low economy. He's only got the 3 bases, I believe. Yeah, Zero still blocked from getting the 4th base at the 6 o'clock position or anything in the top left. Flash is going to start running away with this game very soon if he has not already. Starting to build more factories, turrets at the bottom right, so he makes sure he doesn't get caught off guard by a counterattack there. And it looks like he's going to clean up that one Goliath and do some more work with the Mutalisks, clear out mines and what have you. Here he comes in. Oh, that's a lot of turrets. Get out of there, Zero. What are you doing? No! No! Move your Mutalisks! What is he doing? Zero suicides all of his Mutalisks there. And for a moment I was going to say maybe that was an act, maybe it was on purpose to clear up supply or something like that, but the look on his face, that was the classic Zero gulp of oops. You know, when he knows things are not going well for him, he kind of has that look on his face. And here's more drones going down. Runs his drones, but a little bit too late. Loses 4 or 5 first, and more going to go down in the meantime. And he lost those Mutalisks, so he's got nothing to come over here and clean these up with. This is really bad. He's got some Hydralisks there, but there's vultures charging into the natural expansion as well. Zerglings popping out. Are they going to be too late to save those drones? They're too late to save a couple, but they do finish off those vultures. So Zero kind of holding off a little bit here, trying to take the high ground with these lurkers. And that's kind of interesting, using the lurkers to kill off the spider mines in the middle there. 1 armor, 2 weapons for those tanks, by the way. Which means that the 2 weapons, those tanks are going to do so much damage. It is disgusting. It's going to be really hard for Zero to get in there. He's going to need the swarms very badly. Otherwise, everything's going to die so quickly. And he's got a lot of Hydralisks there as well. And looks like a couple probably foreigners in the crowd. I wish I could have been there as well. This is such an exciting game. Here he comes in. Zero trying to push up here on the left. Some nice swarms going down, a nice swarm rather going down, but there's too many tanks back there. He cannot charge into that without, wow, and he actually lost all of his stuff to those siege tanks. That hurts. That really, really hurts. Zero is probably getting close to, well, I was going to say Flash is mining out his natural, so Zero might be close, but Zero's had so few drones, and oh, these overlords look like he was going for a drop, and oh, it's not going to work. He's forced to drop out sooner than he wanted to. That could have been really good if he'd done some damage in the main. Unfortunately, forced to drop out ahead of time. Does get a couple swarms down, so he's able to do some damage with that force, though. Not a complete waste. It's not like the overlords died with the forces in it or anything like that. So many turrets at the bottom right. He really doesn't want Mutalisks to run in there. That's why he needs to send in some Zerglings. Come on, Zero. Just a pack of Zerglings to extra bases. Clear out those SCVs. You got the adrenal glands. He should have the adrenal glands. I hope he has adrenal glands. Finally, Zero going to go ahead and set up another base. And I guess that's why Zero hasn't been making extra bases, is because he hasn't actually... Oh, no! Zero has queens! Zero! most creative modern StarCraft player, getting queens, which he is actually known for having been one of the few people that can actually pull off using queens in a pro game. This could be really huge. If he successfully uses these queens, he can go in and pop the tanks with spawn broodlings. It could be absolutely epic. He's gathering them up on the side. He doesn't, oh my god, he has like 10 queens. That is disgusting. 10 queens going on the left side there. Zero hasn't had the drones to support a new base, but he's starting to need it, so he's trying to set up another base up at that top left, and he is just waiting. It's all going to hinge on this one attack. Zero's going to have to go in with all the queens and pop everything. He's going to have to spawn Broodling everything at once in one attack and clean up Flash's entire army and then do a counterattack if he's going to win this game. Otherwise, Flash is going to get too huge. He's at 2-2 upgrades on his tanks, and this is just going to be really, really bad. He's hiding him on the side where Flash wouldn't comsat, so he doesn't want him to get discovered. If he does get discovered, he'll be able to prepare for it, make sure his Goliaths aren't out of position, that kind of thing. Some Medic Marines randomly still alive over there. It's kind of interesting. I don't think he made more of them. I think those were just the group from before. He just had him camping that 6 o'clock base. Mass Hydralisks grouping up, and that's the thing, is if he gets a lot of Hydros, if he can pop the tanks, then the Hydros will be able to clean up the Goliaths very, very easily. Goliaths pushing in on this left side base, though. He needs to do something pretty quickly. He needs to bring the queens in now. I think this is the time. Zero, a little bit of a counterattack in the middle, taking out some forces. There's a couple swarms going down, but he doesn't really have anything underneath the swarm. So a couple Zerglings were underneath there. He's just trying to fight with all Zerglings. I guess maybe he doesn't have the research. Here come the queens. One pack of queens coming in. Is he going to seize the tanks? They're completely undefended. There's no Goliath. There's spawn broodlings going off on all the tanks. Tons of tanks going down to the spawn broodlings. Absolutely epic by Zero. Running in, unfortunately, so many and all more undefended tanks. Popping left and right. Every tank goes down but a few. The Zerglings and broodlings picking off yet one more. Absolutely, look at the broodlings. There's so many broodlings. They're going after the tanks. Is he going to get another tank with just broodlings? No, this is not the time to lag. Video, come on. There we go. He does get another tank, but Zero's losing his 6 o'clock. No, his natural expansion, and there's GG coming from Zero. He made one last desperate final attack with the queens, trying to do enough damage, but his economy was in tatters, and he just did not have anything left to continue the fight. So Flash goes up 2-0. Unfortunately, Zero in a really big hole right now is going to have to fight his way back and win 3 games in a row against the best Terran to ever play StarCraft. One of the best video game players of all time, actually. Wow. So, hope you guys enjoyed that. I am a little bit worried for Zero here, but I hope you guys enjoyed that game. Thanks very much for watching. GG. Let's move on to game.